This drawing, we're going to be doing the multi-view of the control block. We'll be drawing the top, front, and right side of this image. This particular image requires hidden lines as a part of our drawing. To begin, we need to first change our units to metric. So at this time, go ahead and type the word units and press enter. Switching over to millimeters. Hit OK. Next, to prepare our drawing area, we need to identify the limits. So let's type the word limits. It's going to ask for the lower left hand corner. We're going to leave it as the default 0, 0. So just press enter. For the upper right corner, our limits is going to be 300, comma 200, and press enter. So that should be pretty much the majority space we need to draw this image. So we begin with the construction lines. So make sure your construction line layer is established. We're going to the construction line command. And at this time we're going to make a horizontal construction line. The location will be 0, 0. We'll press enter to end the command. Going back to construction line, I'm going to choose vertical and do the same, 0, 0. I'll press enter. At this time, we're going to do a series of offsets to identify all the widths in the front view of this image. So, going to our offset command, our first width is the total distance, which is 115. So we type it in, 115. Click this line, click to the right. So therefore is our max width. I'm going to press enter to end the command. Our next distance is 15 right here. So at this time, I'm going to go back to my offset command, put in 15, press enter. Click this line, click to the right. We also have a 15 on this side, so therefore I'm going to use the same offset, click this line, and click over to the left. Next, width. We have here a distance of 35. So going back to our offset command, type in 35, press enter. I'm clicking this line and clicking over to the left. I have another width, which is a distance of 65. Using our offset command again, type in 65, press enter, click this line, and click over. Next, we have a offset of some items on the top, which is a 10 here. So we go to offset, type in 10, clicking this line and clicking over. Okay. On the opposite side, we have another 10. Now for this to happen, we have to just identify what construction line do we need to offset. If you think about it, the first set was 15, we did a 35, and then we did a 65, which should lead us to this line here. So from this line, I should be able to go over 10 more units. Okay. That concludes all the widths that are identified here in this picture. Next are our heights. So using our offset command again, the first height we can identify from the bottom is a 12. So we type in 12, we click the bottom line, we click in the upwards direction. I go back to my offset command again. Our next height I see is 25. So again, offset, type in 25, press enter, clicking the bottom line and clicking up. We have a overall height of 70. from the bottom to the top. So we go back to our offset, type in 70, press enter, clicking the bottom line and clicking up to get our max height. We have two more heights. One is a 25 going down to this particular surface, and then we also have a 15 that's going down to that surface. So we're going to start with the 25. So offset, type in 25, click the top line, click in the downwards direction, go back to offset again, 15, click the top line again, and click down. We have created pretty much all the construction lines to prepare this picture. Switching over to our object line, again making sure our line weight option is on. Let's go to our line command and begin building the picture. Starting in the bottom corner, I'm going to go up to our topmost point, go over to the 10, going down to the first line which represents my 15, going back across to this location here, going up, back across. Now I'm going in a downwards direction to where I made the 25 offset. This is going to go all the way across, down, here, going in the upwards direction, all the way across to this location here, back down, and over. Once I'm at the end, I'll type C to end my command. So therefore is the overall shape of our object. Now with this, I have to identify some hidden surfaces that I cannot see. Choosing the hidden line option here, I'm going to my line command, and I'm going to draw a line at the 25 mark all the way across and press enter. This will represent my hidden line for that particular section there. I have one more hidden line for the hole that's cut out here. So that hole is at the 15 mark. So again, going back to my line command, I'm just going to simply draw a line here, press enter, go to the next section and draw another line here and press enter. Now our front view is completely identified with all the hidden surfaces for this drawing. Next is our right side view. So for the right side view, I want to go to my offset and I want to plug in a distance of 100 for the spacing between my front view and my right side. So I'm going to click this line and click over to my right, and that will begin my right side image. At this time, I'm going to do some series of offsets to identify the depths in our picture. The depths will be from the distance from front to back, like this 75. So going to my offset command, typing in 75, press enter, clicking this line, clicking over to the right. That identifies my total width of the right side view. Next, I have a measurement of 10 for the depth for both these two parts here. So going to my offset command, typing in 10, clicking this line, clicking to the right, clicking this line, clicking to the left. Next, we have the hole here. To begin this, we got to first do a 13 offset. So let's go here to offset, type in 13. This measurement will be coming from this line to the left. After that, we need to do another offset of 49. Back to the offset button, typing in 49, pressing enter, and at this time clicking that new line we just made and clicking to the left. At this time, this really concludes all the depth measurements that we need to apply to build our picture. So I want to switch it back to our object line layer, go to our line command, and begin our shape. So starting with the overall shape. We go to the 10. We come back down to the 25. We come all the way across to the other 10. Go back up here and then completely down. Once we get to the quarter, we'll type the letter C, press enter, and that's pretty much our overall shape. At this time, we need to identify the hidden surfaces. So switching back to our hidden line command, to our hidden line layer, we go to our line command, and the first thing we have to identify on the right side view that we cannot see these cutouts here and here from a right side perspective. So with this line here, I want to go across to identify that we have a surface at that location that we cannot see. And we go across on that side. Another surface that we cannot see is underneath in this cutout here. We cannot see that. So from this location, I'm going to go across with my red line and complete that. Next is the actual hole here that's cut out, this 49. So at this time, I'm going to go at this location with a down line here and press enter. Going to this line and doing the same and pressing enter. Finally, there's one object line that's required to represent this white surface here that we can see. So this line, we're going to go across just like this and pressing enter or right clicking and going to enter. And that should conclude our right side view. Again, notice every line, every construction line has a line associated with it in some form or fashion. Now we need to do our top view. To do that, we first need to switch back to our construction line. We need to go to our construction line command. We need to choose the angle option. Our angle for the miter line is 45 degrees. The miter line is always placed in the top right hand corner of the top view, which is here. At this time, I'm going to press enter to end the command and go back to the XLINE command or construction line. I want to choose the horizontal option, and at every location that the right side hit the miter line, I'm going to click to identify those horizontal features. This will be all the depths that are required to make our top view in this location. So switching it back to object line, to create our top view, I'm going to begin with the simple boxes for these corners here. That will begin here. At this location here, I'll press enter. I'll go to the next one. I'll press enter to end the command. Go up to the top, do the same. Alright. Now that we have that established, I can now go ahead and begin some of the other lines. So from this corner, I can go in a downwards direction to this location. There is a long rectangle in this area, so I'll begin with a line over here and another line over here. I'll do the same for the top, one line across and another line here. Next, I will close this off, and that will be pretty much the complete top shape here. Remember, I have the space in the middle, which is here. I have my 4 squares identified, and I have my two rectangles on both sides identified in the shape. Next is this side here, so we begin with our line command again, and this time we're going to actually close off the box. I'll press enter to end my command. Next comes the inside rectangle. So starting at this location, press enter to end the command. That builds the rectangle shape here in the middle. Lastly, you will find our hidden surfaces. The hidden surfaces will be identified with red lines. So from the top view, we cannot see parts of this cutout down here. We cannot see this underside surface of my arrow, and I can't see the underside surface here. So to identify that, we're going to put lines that go here all the way across to here. The reason why I started at this location to this location is because there is a drafting rule that says that object lines override hidden lines. So if there's a situation where a hidden line needs to go across the object line wins, mainly because it's thicker than the hidden line. So in this case, you do not have to identify the whole entire stretch. You can just identify this part. It is seen in the bottom view already that it goes completely across. And as you can see, I made an error. This line technically should have been on this line. So let's go ahead and select that and delete. And let's try this again. Starting at this location all the way up to this location. Now in this case here, I could go the total distance for the hidden line. Going back to this side of it to represent the underneath part here, I will begin at this location and stop here. Now this is a situation where the object line would override the hidden line. So I'll start at this corner and go here. This pretty much concludes the top view of this shape. Now, a couple other features that I want to add is, if you notice, we're using the metric system and our hidden lines are not able to be seen correctly. To organize your hidden lines so that they're a lot more visible, you will need to change the LTS scale. LTS scale. So type that in, press enter. At this time, the scale factor is listed at 1. For us to truly see, we may need to multiply the scale factor by a few units. I want to test and see what 5 look like. Again, it did not make too much of a difference with the line. Let's try it again. LTS scale. Let's change it to 10. As you can see, the hidden lines are getting a little better. Let's try it one more time. LTS scale. This time I'm going to go a lot more larger at 30 units. Now the hidden lines are a lot more noticeable in our picture. And that will be the technique to help visualize the hidden surfaces with those hidden lines. This concludes this video.